Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and introduce you to the Taiwan policy database. So as you'll see, when you first get to the page, it gives a quick introduction to the website itself, and you're able to show more, which kind of introduces you to how you interact with the website, how you click, and how you hover over the events. But I'm going to just briefly introduce kind of how you navigate some of these functions. The first thing to notice is we have these events that are color-coded by category. So we have 6 categories: historical events, bilateral agreements, exchanges, policy documents, arms sales, U.S. arms sales to Taiwan, and leadership statements. And so when you hover over these 6 events, you'll see the category and how we define each category. But within each category, you're able to hover, first of all, over each event, and it gives you the title. And then when you click on it, a pop-up box appears on the left-hand side, which gives you such data as the date of the event, how it's categorized, which parties were involved, and a brief summary of the event itself, along with sources. So we try to include English and Chinese where applicable for each event. So as you'll see, there's a very large database here of more than 400 events spanning from World War II to present, 2024. An important function is this scrolling bar, and that allows you to scroll based on time frames. So if you wanted to just see events, for example, from 2010 to 2015, you just move this scroll bar to the dates. And what that does is allow you to kind of focus on specific dates and also zoom in on the categories themselves. So you're able to see each event a little bit bigger, and you're able to hover over these events a little bit easier. So this reset button allows you to reset, which I'll do now. So now I'd like to introduce kind of a key function and kind of functionality of the website in addition to the events, which are these narratives. We call them narratives. And so basically what these are analysis of different topics related to cross-strait issues from the perspective of all 3 parties. We have 8 narratives that we wrote. So if you click on a narrative, what happens is it takes you to the written analysis of the narrative or the topic, in this case, U.S. perspectives on policy towards Taiwan. So it gives you a written analysis when you scroll down, and there's links within the text you can click on, and it also gives you the related events to that narrative. So as you're reading along, if you would like to click on an event related to that narrative, you can read about that specific event. You go down and you read, and you get to the end of the narrative, you can click on this up arrow that takes you back to the timeline itself. So like I said, we have 8 narratives that really touch on all facets of the evolution of cross-straits policy, and also on issues that are important for cross-straits relations. For example, the 1992 consensus, which we have a narrative on here, and it allows you to read all about the 1992 consensus, all the different negotiations, and each perspective on the narrative. Another function is this filtering, which is on the upper right-hand side. So this allows you to compare the different events and documents within different parties. So for example, if I want to compare bilateral agreements between the PRC and the ROC, I click bilateral agreements and PRC and ROC, and that actually filters out only the bilateral agreements related to the PRC and ROC. If you wanted to click on policy documents and you want to see policy documents related to the US and the ROC, you could do that, and that filters by the party involved. And then finally, one function I wanted to bring your attention to is the search bar here. So you're able to actually search by keywords. So if I type in Taiwan Relations Act, you'll see any instance where that term is included in the narratives or in the events, you will see down below, and you're able to click on any of these events that relate to the Taiwan Relations Act. And you're also able to search by acronym. So if I just click TRA, it also gives the acronym for Taiwan Relations Act. And then finally, I wanted to bring your attention to the bottom of this website, which is kind of a scene setter for the whole website. We call setting the scene, historical facts, and divergence. This basically summarizes the key kind of very broad issues and why the Taiwan issue is so complex. So if you're looking for just a broad brush overview of why Taiwan is so significant, why it's such a hot button issue, you can read here, and that kind of summarizes the key issues and introduces why this website is so important, hopefully piquing your interest for you to navigate and search as you wish within the website. So that kind of touches on the main functionality of the website. We really hope that this website helps to illuminate some of the key issues related to cross-straits issues, but also helps to lay out and provide overviews of the Taiwan issue from the perspective of all three parties involved, namely the US, Taiwan, and China. So thank you for visiting the website. We hope this website is a valuable resource for the community and for scholars and for journalists and for the general public. And if you have any feedback, please reach out to me or to Asia Society Public Relations, and we would be happy to respond to your questions.